Again, hockey fans, are you ready to brave the wild? With me, your host, Paladino Joey, or Joey Awajan. Brave the Wild is available on all of your favorite podcasting apps, and of course, on the Hockey Podcast Network. I thank Dylan and Kyle so much for having me on board there, coming out of Vancouver, British Columbia, and it's a wonderful pleasure to be back on the road with you once again today. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. Absolutely. Merry Christmas indeed. As here we are, the day after Christmas, ready to talk Minnesota Wild once again on a Thursday morning. Unfortunately, well, look at the title of the episode. That's what it feels like. And no, that's not because I'm not going to talk about anything. It's because the team hasn't been doing jack bleep out there lately. A whole lot of nothing. Minnesota losing 2-1 to Ottawa. Really? And then of course, the prize of the century. Back-to-back having to go to Winnipeg. It's not like it's that big of a travel, but it's still traveling. No matter how you look at it, it's still traveling north of the Bolta. 5-0 loss in Winnipeg. Yeah, it's fantastic. But then the Wild beat Chicago. Ooh, a gutty effort. 4-3 win. Yeah, a 1-2 week for the Minnesota Wild. And we scored 4 goals in 3 games. That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just great, isn't it? And, well, Ryan Hartman, yeah, of course, none of the goals came from him. We'll talk about his dubious statistics coming up here very shortly. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't have to be a Bash the Wild episode, but at the same time, what the heck are you doing out there? What are we paying you for? You know, that kind of thing. You know, when the boss, comes up to you, say like back in the day, or like a movie or a cartoon, or maybe it actually happened to you, and it's like this employee hasn't done a blanking thing forever. And it's like, what are we paying you for? Please, Yeah, that's kind of what it's like. That might be a good title for the episode. What are we paying you for? Yeah, maybe. Well, it'll be one of the two. You already see what it is, though. Yeah. Exquisite week. Of course, 3 games to review, 3 games to preview, so on and so forth, heading into the new year, which I couldn't care less, other than, okay, hopefully 2025 is positive. Yes, you want to look at it that way, but I don't know, New Year's is overrated. I'm sorry. It's overrated, and you have a right to your opinion on that, and so do I. Oh, gosh darn it, and I will give it. You can hate me for it all you want. Minnesota Wild also have 4 players going to the World Juniors, so that's exciting. None of them from Canada, but we'll have that coming up in the prospect segment a bit, and all of that. Again, hope everything's going well. Hopefully everybody's feeling okay today. Not feeling so hot about the Wild, generally speaking. The injuries suck, and I know injuries are part of it, but still, yeah, it is what it is. So where do we open up with? Okay, we'll just kind of look at the games and all of that. Obviously, I'm again attempting to improve the show, try to be more topical, less babbling, if that can be possible. A 2-1 loss to the Utah, whatever they are, the hockey club. Yeah, the Utah Coyotes. I don't know. Just give them a damn name. I'm tired of waiting. Tired of it. At least give us a hint. Logo, color scheme is great. Utah having hockey, awesome. Good for them. Good for hockey in general, I suppose, and all of that. But I don't know. Yeah, well, Zuccarello opened up the scoring midway through the first, and it was literally a minute later. Literally a minute later. Yes, I'm not one of those teenagers that calls everything literally. No, everything's literally, right? Like, I literally have the TV on, and I'm literally watching. Okay, shut up. Anyhow. Yeah. Okay, I got to stop being a bad comedian here. It's not that funny, is it? But yeah, so 1 goal, 1 minute difference. Dylan Guenther ties it up. Like, it just was a harbinger of how things went. An extremely boring hockey game. Extremely. And of course, yes, we gave up a power play. It wasn't like we gave up 15 power plays, or we gave up a power play, and it was to Dylan Guenther again. Yeah, well, it's just kind of a trend. Like, we give up power plays, we give up, we don't kill penalties. We don't score on the power play. It feels lifeless half the time. Or every now and then there's a somewhat of a high danger chance for the Wild. Of course, they don't finish. And yes, of course, we had scary incidents. Thankfully, like we got, thank God that Brock Faber didn't have a serious situation with the throat injury. I remember there was a Was it a Montreal player years ago got hit in the throat from a Philadelphia Flyer on a slap shot? Or vice versa? It's about 20 years ago, yep. Not the best situation of all time. The player was okay long term, but not right away. It's pretty scary. It was like a hard slap shot right into the throat. That is, that is not a joke. It's terrifying, actually. But yeah, Zuccarello, the only goal scorer against the Corel of Utah, the Utah Hockey Club. He's having a pretty good year. Goals against average of like 2.33. That's pretty solid. Stopped 28 of 29 shots. Fleury, well, that's the thing. He only faced 18 bleeping shots, and of course he only stopped, he stopped 16 of them. So that's a save percentage of 88.9. So it's like, oh, he only gave up 2 goals. Yeah, but the save percentage is like less than 90. I mean, I don't know. Nothing to brag about at all. Not at all. I mean, sure, the defense was fine, but you didn't capitalize offensively, and that's where the whole lot of nothing is happening. No offense. No offense and no penalty kill. Can't beat Utah. Utah does have a winning record. They're definitely better than last year, and it's not a great winning record. It's still kind of hovering around, in the hunt, so to speak, not like a playoff team. The Wild are still a playoff team and all of that, but I don't know. I mean, is anything too exciting to get into with that one? I don't know. It's just, yes, it's nice, but you can just feel it kind of evaporating right below our feet here. It's frightening. It's like something we're standing on and it's just disappearing. And it's like, oh no, you're going to fall down, way down to this next step or this next ledge or whatever the heck it would be. Speaking of falling down, oh my. Yeah, see, it's like, it was kind of like a drop. Oh, just a slight drop? No, a big one. Winnipeg is like 4 games ahead of the Wild all of a sudden. They only have 1 overtime loss on the year, and all those turned into wins versus the Wild. 4 overtime / shootout losses. Winnipeg has only 1. Winnipeg has 4 more wins, at least at the end of this game on the 21st of December. 5-0 loss. 5-0. I don't know. I mean, what do you have to say about this one? I don't know. We lost. And we sucked, and we threw a rookie goalie to the Wolves. How quaint. Kind of like, again, I've said this a million times, but I'll say it again. Like what we used to do to our former young goaltender that we liked so much, supposedly, Josh Harding. Back when Detroit was like a cup contender, it's like you'd play whoever. You'd play some mediocre team. I don't know, Arizona Coyote team, at the time. You'd have the starting goalie, whoever it was, Nicholas Backstrom or Manny Fernandez, somebody like that, right? Dwayne Rolla, it'd be like Manny Fernandez. And then you have Josh Harding. Maybe it was like when those 2 guys were out there. And then Harding would have been called up for whatever reason. And then you put him out on the road against Detroit. He'd stop like 38 shots and give up like 2 goals and you'd lose 2-0. And that's kind of what this felt like, except we lost 5-0. Because Winnipeg is just on an absolute tear. They're scoring goals better than anybody else. What do they have? The number one... they're like in the top 3 in the power play. I think they're like 3rd or something. And they're number 1 in goals scored. It's just utterly ridiculous. Number 1 in assists. I don't think it's going to stay that high, but clearly Winnipeg is having a hell of a season. You can't deny that. As much as I don't like the Winnipeg Jets, I like the old Jets. Dang it! I like the old logo. I like the old team, and they've always been mediocre. And they're now known as the Utah Hockey Club because they've moved twice. We'll see how that turns out. But yes, this team right here, the former Atlanta Thrashers, has become a threat since moving to Winnipeg for sure, off and on. A 5-0 loss, and I don't know, just absolutely nasty hockey game. Totally one-sided. But the sad part is Wallstedt only faced 24 shots, but again, gave up 5 goals. They were high danger chances for the most part. Well, not all of them, but some were. It was just an overall nasty game for Minnesota. We didn't put Wallstedt in the best position, I would say, the best situation. Obviously, getting penalties again. The penalties are starting to come back. 2 power play goals given up. Shock of the century. I know your best defender in the power play is your goaltender, but you got to have good defense in front of him too. It's a team game. Like hockey is a 1,000,000% team game. It really is. You could be greatest goal scorer ever, but you can't score goals all by yourself all the time, that type of thing, or whatever. And you can't, defend teams all by yourself either if you're a great goalie or whatever. You're just one good defender. So there is that. Anyhow, So 5-0. I don't really want to say much about it. It was just lame, depressing. I'll just flush this one out, right? And then you get to host the Chicago Blackhawks on the 23rd, Christmas Eve, if that's okay to say. Not the best. The funny part is the leading goal scorer of this club is Ryan Donato. It's hilarious, though. Well, we denied him scoring, but he did get an assist in this game. Again, him being a guy named Ryan Donato. They have some nice veterans on this club. Trevor Trevenin, Taylor Hall, Nick Foligno. Nick Foligno scored a goal in the game. Tyler Bertuzzi, who's been a solid player. They're still not really winning games, and the Wild, thankfully, taking care of business. You're definitely not seeing the instant change that you saw years ago when Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taves got to Chicago. I mean, it was like maybe 2 years or something. And next thing you know, they went from this bottom feeder team that you're seeing right now to a cup contender, and they were in it every year. Conference final, Stanley Cup final. Never lost a cup final, unfortunately. I wish they did. Wish they lost all of them, but that's just me. I mean, Tampa Bay, Philadelphia, or Boston, of course, I'd prefer all three of those teams over Chicago in the final. Duh. But at the end of the day, this Blackhawks team is still kind of stuck in that way below average zone, if that makes any sense. Arvid Soderblom faced 26 shots and stopped 23 against Minnesota officially. And the Wild escape in this crazy game. Thankfully, Philip Gustafsson stopped 28 of 31. Philip Gustafsson returned. That was wonderful. He made some pretty damn good saves. There was a couple of one-on-one super high danger chances by Chicago, but he made those big saves for the most part. It wasn't like a great game by Gustafsson, but it was great to have him back. Again, making saves that other goalies in this team wouldn't. Like, there's no way Fleury would have stopped some of the shots that were given by Chicago. But the Wild do emerge victorious, thankfully. Absolutely, thankfully, down the stretch. Empty net goal. See, that's what happened. Yes, 4-3 is because of a 4-2 empty netter by Marcus Foligno and then Jason Dixon. Nothing about any Jason Dixon and Mason Dixon. Almost, huh? But, yeah, I know, sorry. Jason Dixon did make it a one-goal game with that extra attacker and all that, the empty net. That's why you have a 4-3 game, and that's why the Chicago goalie only officially gave up 3 goals because of Foligno's empty netter. Yakov Trenin, getting his 3rd assist of the year. You gotta like that, I suppose. Kirill Kaprizov, Jared Spurgeon, and all of them. Brock Faber getting his 5th goal of the year. Faber also had a goal taken away to start the game. Would have made it 1-0 Minnesota. A goal was taken away from Faber, but then he did get one later. His 5th goal of the season, and again, of course, basically he said the pain in his throat became more of a, it felt more like a strep throat or anything after that. So something just went completely haywire here. Wow. I don't understand Yahoo. Seriously, Yahoo is being a Yahoo right now. Thankfully you have extra screens ready to go, sort of. I thought I did. Now something's really going downhill, and I'm not sure what it is. I'm just getting error screens wow, something blew up here. I don't know what it is. So Yahoo basically blew up on me here in the middle of the show. Thank you very much. That's always greatly appreciated. It's not the first time either, let me tell you. Interestingly, the app is working fine, so not sure what to say about that. Hopefully my computer isn't blowing up on me. I don't think so. I don't think so. But I guess in this world you never know. But luckily I'm pretty much done looking at that for the time being. Well, of course, previews will be nice to look at coming up, but I better watch myself. Let's dive into some of the topics here. Like I was saying, a whole lot of nothing outside of Kaprizov. Almost no one's producing. Yeah, you're getting something out of basically the top line. Rossi, Zuccarello, Kaprizov. You're getting something there. Boldy's completely disappeared off the face of the earth, and a lot of people are like, what the heck is going on with this guy? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's extremely frustrating, to say the least. Absolutely. It just puts you in a absolute conundrum with the fact you're not really getting any secondary scoring, or even how you have like sidekicks, so to speak, but like the top end sidekicks. Like Boldy is supposed to be one of the best players on the team, and basically he's doing nothing. Like Boldy's production the last several games, I mean, you're seeing like nothing. He had an assist versus Dallas on the 18th, not Dallas, versus Florida on the 18th, a goal December 14th. versus the Philadelphia Flyers. 1 assist on December 10th versus Utah. 3 points versus Anaheim, but then kind of off and so on and so forth. But before that, 3 points. He had a couple of quiet games, did nothing. But then, yeah, most of the year he'd been pretty consistent, him being Boldy. But pretty much since that 3-point game, 1 goal, 2 assists versus Anaheim on December 6th, Boldy has 3 points. 3 points. That's a long time ago. It's like 3 weeks and 3 points, 3 weeks. It's freaking horrible. But he's not the worst of the bunch. It's a guy that I never wanted re-signed, really, unless it was for I don't know. I just didn't want him re-signed. That's all. Partially, you want to make room for other players. Whole lot of nothing. 2 assists on November 21st is the last time this player scored points of any kind, goals or anything. He had a goal the day before, so it's like back-to-back games with points. Before that, even this player had 5 games with nothing. 5 games with nothing before that. This player did miss 5 games this season. This player makes $4 million a year. And this is not Marcus Stellino, the one where I covered my eyes. 4 years, $4 million. Like, oh, Lord, please, no. And I literally did. This one, I kind of did the same. Basically, I was like, what? Why? What are you doing? $4 million? I understand he was outplaying the amount of money he was making at the time, but wow. Well, this player's name's Ryan Hartman. You can already guess. You probably figured that out. Nothing. A whole lot of nothing. And I remember how we've often heard from Russo and others that he's playing with an injury, and I guess he's just going to kind of go with it. The injury that took place earlier in the year, he just is dealing with it. And then, okay, what's the obviously they're not going to tell you the injury. It's a mystery of the century. If it's making him this unproductive, scratch him. For the love of God, scratch him. I mean, what? Seriously, if you're getting literally nothing other than maybe stupid penalties. Which is definitely a possibility with this guy because he's frustrated beyond belief. Scratch him. Put him on I don't know. Put him on LTIR if you have to. Obviously, he's not producing. If he's playing injured and doing nothing, forget it. Or this is just, I don't know. Maybe he's just not that good. But generally, Ryan Hartman's more productive than this. Yes, I understand he's not this bad normally. I'm still not a fan, though. It's just, I liked him for a while, but it's like, over the course of time, it's like, I don't know, you just kind of lose interest in a player like this over the years. Yeah, Florida, 14 penalty. Obviously, he went absolutely berserk in that one. Just stupid, unnecessary. I mean, who have I been comparing him to over the years? The last couple of years, Matt Cook. He was productive. So he had some offensive capabilities, but he was crazy. He was crazy. He'd get himself in trouble. It was stupid and frustrating. And you have the other guy who was just absolutely wonderful. Now I lost it. What's his name? Yeah, Marcus Johansson. What a stud, huh? I don't know. Every now and then you'll have these great games. Yeah, he had a 3-point game versus the Utah Yeti on December the 10th. 1 goal, 2 assists. That was wonderful. I think that was the game that was the game where everything, oh, there we go. We made that, John Hines made that in-game change, moving Ryan Johansson to the top line to see what would happen, basically, because Boldy wasn't producing, basically. That's what happened. That was when things were really starting to show with Boldy, of course, if they hadn't been already. And all of a sudden, Johansson winds up with one goal, 2 assists. The next game, he gets a goal on December the 12th. What has he done since? Exactly. That's what he's done since. Yeah, that's what he's done since. So that's kind of the theme of this episode in a lot of ways. Rossi, 28 points on the year. Appreciate what he's done, generally speaking. He did have an assist for Chicago. Yeah, it's like you look down the line with his production, he'll have a game or two where there's nothing, but then it's like there's always at least an assist, a goal. Yeah, he doesn't have too many multi-point games, unfortunately, but there's always something, right? For the most part, he's productive, Marco Rossi. Anaheim, he had 2 goals and 1 assist. That was wonderful on December the 6th. But since then, obviously still kind of off and on points. There's no huge drought at all, so I like that. Of course I like it. So Rossi, obviously Kaprizov's been good. But again, a lot of these other guys, I'm afraid to click on anything on the screen. I'm using the app instead because it's actually working. But yeah, and of course Middleton, more than likely a broken hand. Julerxinek is, I don't know, he fell in a black hole. I have just, geez, it's sad. It's sad. He's had a injury plagued season. You know, it was a broken nose and such. Only 10 points in 22 games at the time anyway. Jeez, he's been absolutely injury plagued, and it's very sad. You love what he brings when he's healthy. You really do. Because obviously there's something there. There really is. Julerxinek, nope, I'm looking at the wrong thing. It's 13 points in 22 games. Apologize for that mistake. He's a plus 10 on the year. That's where the 10 is. So still kind of close though. Very low numbers compared to what he's been capable of in the past. But again, playing hurt. And then, I don't know. You just hope he can shake out of this and become the Julerxinek that we've absolutely fallen in love with the last 3 years here. So, but yeah, guys like Boldy, Hartman, just extremely frustrating. Marcus Johansson, who could frustrate anybody. He's only got 13 points on the year. So the good news is Marcus Johansson comes off the books. The bad news is Hartman doesn't. No, Hartman doesn't. Got to get rid of him. You got to get rid of Hartman. Unfortunately, the chances of being able to get rid of him are so slim. That's what stinks. Boldy, $7 million a year. Obviously, expectations come, and this and that. Expectations should be there anyway. If he's making $7 million, or if he's still on his rookie contract or whatever, entry level contract. This isn't football. Sorry, whatever it is. You're still expecting something. He's a high end. At the beginning, he was a high end prospect. You're expecting more consistency, and it's just not been happening. He's been in and out at best, and I don't know. It's disappointing. Obviously, he's still one of the leading scorers on the team, thanks to the strong start to the year. 20 points behind Kaprizov. He was on pace for about 90 points. Now he's on pace for closer to 70. I mean, okay, if he gets back on pace, that's okay. It's okay, sure, fine. But if he doesn't, I mean, watch, he might want to be like 50 or something. That'd be really kind of sad. That'd be a huge drop-off if that were to take place. So, I don't know. It's definitely been a whole lot of nothing. A lot of frustration here from myself. 18 points by Faber. Where's his fifth goal? This is nonsense. He scored his fifth goal. Yeah, you know, they always change crap. Yeah, at least it didn't. Yeah, they always change crap. And maybe they turned it to an assist. Okay. Whatever it is, whatever it was. Must have changed it to an assist because I know he got. Yeah, there was a goal scored that was not disallowed. The earlier, yes, that one was disallowed, unfortunately, because I think it was directed by a high stick. Actually, would have been a Kaprizov goal and a Faber assist. In that case, my bad. It was called a high stick, if I remember correctly. It was one of those deals. But no matter what it is, the Mike Modano Award winner for this episode is Kirill Kaprizov, kind of by default. I mean, even he wasn't super productive this week, but still, he's clearly, he clearly looked like the best player out there for the most part. I mean, who else is it going to be? Other than, I guess you could even say Faber. I think Faber's been wonderful, generally speaking, like an honorable mention at the very least. Otherwise, yeah, I think I'm going to give it to Faber. And the way he was able to kind of tough it out, and obviously thank God that the spot that Faber was hit was not a seriously dangerous spot. So I will give it to Faber this episode. He did have a pretty strong week, let's be honest. And he definitely held versus the Chicago Blackhawks. Obviously, Kaprizov did too, generally speaking. The memorial going to the James Shepard Memorial Popcorn Maker. Ryan Hartman with a bullet. Probably should have like 3 or 4 more this year. Because it's like when the Wild were winning, you didn't really notice. Oh, Ryan Hartman, 0. Ryan Hartman, 0. Ryan Hartman, 0. See, it's like if you're Zach Bogosian, a third-pair defenseman, you're not really expected to score much. Ryan Hartman, though, I mean, he's a middle six guy, blah, blah, blah. I don't really expect Hartman to be one of the best players on the team. I've never seen him like that. Like, top-line player, that was kind of default at the time. Because, well, first of all, it was working with Kaprizov and Zuccarello at the time. Don't really want that back because I like the way it's working with Rossi. Rossi's a real center, damn it. Like a real one, like legitimate. And, see, it was working at the time, and you didn't really have other alternatives. Like, Julerxinek wasn't really up there yet, plus that third line was playing so well together, you didn't really want to break that up. The whatever it was called. The geek line. So, or grease line, or whatever they called it. Geek line. So, it was awesome. And we weren't even calling them geeks. It was just the letters all kind of together. So, with all of that said, yeah, that's kind of your review for this week, generally speaking, and kind of the thoughts and the opinions and frustrations of how things have been going on offensively. And of course, the penalty kill continues to stink. And that's kind of where we're at the end of the day. So we will return for segment number 2 for some previews, some prospect talk, look at the juniors a teeny tiny bit. And we are back here on Brave the Wild. Segment number 2, like I said, 3 games to preview coming up. Dallas, Ottawa, and Nashville should be very interesting. That's kind of all over the place. Good and really dangerous, kind of in the middle, and a team that's struggling, but they're playing better lately. Watch out for them a little bit. They're definitely starting to score. But first, we are going to hear from DraftKings. Watching our favorite NBA players is the gift that keeps on giving. And playing Pick 6 from DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA, is a way to take a shot at even more cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and select 2 or more players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat. Pick 6 is available in most states, including California, Texas, Georgia, Missouri, and more. And speaking of gifts, new Pick 6 customers play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas from DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited, 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. Thank you always, DraftKings. Really appreciate you. There's in so many ways. Dallas Stars, yay. Dallas Stars tomorrow, Friday the 7th at American Airlines Center. What do I tell you? Loss. What can I tell you? Loss. Loss. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, damn it. Matt Dumba, injury report, placed on injured reserve on Wednesday, December the 18th. Sorry to hear that. Tyler Seguin. Ooh, he's out forever. Seguin will be out of action for 4 to 6 months when he undergoes surgery on Thursday for a left side femoral. Whoa. Left side femoral actabular impingement and hip labrum per. Wow. Yeah. Complicated. Femoral artery. Femoral. Obviously, it's like leg. It's like up like thigh area. Wow. Ooh, femoral artery. Yeah, you could bleed to death if something goes wrong there. But, ooh. Yes, I'm in the, medical device field. I'm not in the medical field. I'm in the medical device field. Jacob Lauko. Of course, we'll look at Minnesota now first, obviously. Well, also, before we move on, Lauko is week to week with after aggravating his previous muscle issue, according to Michael Russo of The Athletic. Jake Middleton, probably a broken hand. Yep, out until God knows. I don't know. At least New Year's, probably. Well, probably beyond that. That happened. He was placed on injured reserve on Friday, December 13th. He got hurt on the 12th, I believe, right? Joel Eriksson Ek, out since 1987. Will be back by 2087. I don't know. That's what it feels like. He was placed on injured reserve on December the 6th and considered week to week. So, I don't know. That's what it feels like. I know I'm annoying. Goals for and all that. Minnesota's 18th, Dallas 16th. Goals against Minnesota 7th, Dallas first. First. Yep. And next, power play. Minnesota 24th, Dallas 25th. Huh. Well, it doesn't help having Taylor Sagan out, but still, they have a lot of scorers, don't they? I guess not. I mean, 16th, they're okay. Penalty kill, the Wild are a beautiful 30th in the league. Wonderful. Dallas is 5th. Remember when the North Stars were always in the top, like number 1, number 2-ish range? Well, that's where they are now. The North Stars, they're not the North Stars. Baskers. Penalty minutes, Wild are now 9th. We were way better. We were like 3rd before. Now we're 9th. See, we're starting to just fall off the face of everything here. Penalty minutes, Dallas is 6th, and all of that good stuff. Dallas beat the Wild 2-1 on Saturday, November the 16th. That was in Xcel Energy Center. The next 2 games will be in American Airlines Center, I believe it's called, right? Friday, December the 27th, and Monday, March 24th. That's Paul's birthday, my friend Paul. Yep, getting older and older, aren't we? Sucks, right? 25, my butt. 45, yeah, 45. I'm turning 46 in July next year. Yep, Sunday, April 6th. All right, springtime, baby. Xcel Energy Center. Hopefully that's a meaningful game, and it should be, but we'll see. The Wild had lost 4 in a row. We snapped our 4-game losing streak against the Blackhawks. Dallas is 3-2 in their last 5, losing to Toronto and the ever struggling New York Rangers. I can't believe how bad they've gotten. It's weird. And Washington's one of the best teams in the league again, which I don't like very much. The Stars beat them 3-1. Impressive. Most recently defeating the Utah Hockey Club. I know, it's a great name. It's awesome. Dallas Stars looking at their team a little bit here again, trying not to take that too long with this. Number 1 in goals against, Jake Ottinger, 2.42 goals against average, 91 save percentage, and only 1 shutout, tied with Casey DeSmith, who's been a nice backup as well. That's why the goals against average is really strong. Unfortunately, they're only a 500 team with Casey DeSmith, even though his numbers are almost identical to Jake Ottinger, which is funny, like literally right there. 2.42 for Jake, 2.41 for Casey. Save percentage, 91.0 each. Shutouts, 1 each. But Jake is 16-9, Casey DeSmith 4-4. Matt Duchene is leading the Dallas Stars in scoring. Weird. Matt Duchene, I mean, he's been all over the place, like Colorado and Nashville and such. Wasn't he with Ottawa? Yeah, of course, right? Like back. 30 points on the season, 13 goals, 17 assists. Mason Marchment, not Jason. 12 goals, 15 assists, 27 total points. Jason Robertson with 7 goals on the season? Jason Robertson with 7 goals on the season. Same guy? Is he? And he's played every game, too. Is that the same guy? What happened to Jason Robertson? Huh. Maybe that's why the Stars are kind of mediocre a little bit. And, of course, Sagan, out forever. Like, sounds very serious. That's scary. Ooh, that sounds bad. That's like, maybe he should retire. I don't know. Kind of like Spurgeon's weird injuries that, over the time. Like, very serious, complicated, multiple, type of deal. Roop Hintz is leading the club in scoring. Remember, he got that hat trick, I think, last year against us. Leading the team in goals. Not scoring. Only 6 assists, but 15 goals for Roop Hintz. Sagan had 20 points in 19 games. He was playing freaking great, but he's having a nice renaissance because he's getting older, just like Jamie Benn. But I don't know. I don't think he's. If it's, I'd be very surprised if you see him again, unless like the Stars go on a playoff run or something. But it sounds like that's probably it, right? I mean, isn't it like up to like June or something? So forget it. Don't even think about it. I mean, it's nice knowing you, Tyler. That's kind of how that goes. But the way the Wild have played against the Dallas Stars historically and recently and all that, and the way the Wild have been playing recently, the Stars win this hockey game 3-2, or 3-2 win for the Dallas Stars. Most likely going to score on Minnesota's end will be Jared Spurgeon. I don't know why I keep picking him, but Jared Spurgeon. What's going on? It's acting up again. Sons of you bastards. I'm sick of this crap. Ottawa Senators coming up here on Sunday the 29th. So Sunday night at 7, that's always fun. Hopefully after the Vikings beat the Packers, please. That'd be great. The Ottawa Senators, yeah, we'll see. Okay, they're 14th in goals, 11th in goals against, so it's kind of nice. Power play is 9th, wow. Penalty kills 22nd. Not bad numbers, honestly, for the Ottawa Senators. They are 18 and 14, so they actually have a winning record. Does not mean they're in the playoffs necessarily, but they're in the hunt. It's nice to see Ottawa playing better, honestly. I don't like seeing Ottawa suck. I kind of like Ottawa a little bit. Strutzel, I always have fun with that one. 39 points, 34 games, nice. He was one of those nice prospects during the Marco Rossi draft in 2020. Batherson, 34 points, 34 games, that's nice. 13 goals out of there. Brady Tkachuk, the other Tkachuk, of course, 16 goals to lead the club in that category, also with 33 points in 34 games. Claude Giroux with 22 points in 34 games, respectively, for the Ottawa Senators. Nick Cousins, is that who I'm looking at? Yeah, Nick Cousins. He's the one that's not as good as the other one that people are talking about in town that the Wild might want to look at. I wouldn't doubt Linus Ullmark is one of the reasons why the Ottawa Senators could be better. Unfortunately, he's hurt, though, so that sucks. Injuries, any information here, obviously, because he was acting up again. Thank you very much. So I'm kind of been venturing around. This has not been fun with the... Yeah, now it's coming back. How quaint of them. But you have to kind of reload everything. So that's always the fun part of all this. Don't know if I'm going to even get to it on time here. I apologize the way I'm messing around here. So the next opponent after Ottawa is Nashville. So I'll just click on that for now. But I want to click on this. Okay. I am really sorry for this weirdness right now. Yeah, see, literally nothing's happening again. But, yep, Linus Ullmark has a back issue as of Christmas Day, so maybe he'll be okay. We'll see. But he's definitely been a nice story for the Ottawa Senators. Of course, the former Buffalo Sabre and former, of course, formerly with the Boston Bruins. Had some great seasons there. 2.38 goals against average, 3 shutouts on the season, 91.5 save percentage, 12 and 7 on the season is Linus. Nice overall. And that Anton Forsberg, who's been there for a while, 2.95 goals against average, 2 shutouts on the year, 88.9, 4 and 6 in his record, 4 wins, 6 losses, of course. Forsberg also apparently has an injury as well, so what the heck. Undisclosed injury Saturday, December the 14th versus the Penguins, and remains without a timeline for return. So that's interesting. It sounds more like a winnable game now, unless Ullmark comes back and is fantastic. Michael Amadio listed out for December 22nd. Okay, so that's like game by game maybe with him. Ottawa had won 4 in a row before losing 3-1 to the Edmonton Oilers. Pretty impressive run. 3-2 over Pittsburgh, 3-0 over Seattle, 3-2 over Calgary, 5-4 over a pretty good Vancouver club recently. Ottawa. Minnesota plays Ottawa twice a year because it's the Eastern Conference. Sunday, December the 29th at 7 in Xcel Energy Center. This is a home game for Minnesota. And Ottawa hosts the Wild on February the 1st, Saturday, 6 p.m. Saturday, the February the 1st, yes, 6 p.m. That'll be kind of cool. Have a little more sunlight out there. I'm going to go on the positive end here, predict a victory for Minnesota over the Ottawa Senators, even though this could easily be a loss. Like, they're a pretty good team, but Minnesota historically has played pretty well against the Ottawa Senators. So I'm going to have... it's not going to be Kaprizov for this one. We'll go with Marco Rossi. Marco Rossi played in Ottawa for the, was it the Ottawa, they weren't the 67s, were they? Or were they? I think they were, but I'm forgetting if I'm getting them mixed up with the AHL affiliate. But they're they look very much like Ottawa and all of that. So it was a cool look, and also kind of had that Austrian look as well. It's kind of funny how all that kind of went together. I like the Ottawa colors, the uniform, the logo. It's awesome. One of the better, more underrated, overall uniforms in the NHL, I would say, in a franchise that
Holiday magic is in the air, and DSW's got all the shoes to make your season extra merry. Believe, you've got parties to attend and lists to check twice, so DSW is taking care of the details, like gifts to make their eyes all aglow. styles that bring joy to your world. Brands everyone wants, like UGG, Nike, Birkenstock, and more. And deals to make your budget bright. Find the perfect shoes for you and yours at a DSW store near you or dsw.com.
I think, I like them. I don't know. I have a soft spot for the Ottawa Senators. Like, who do you think I wanted to win? The Ducks back in 2007 or Ottawa? Of course, Ottawa. And of course, Ottawa didn't win. The Ducks were very tough that year. Minnesota wins this game through low-scoring 2-1 victory for Minnesota. And the goal scorer will be Marco Rossi. Marco Rossi will have a goal in the game for Minnesota, but a win. This will be Gustafsson going against his former club, and will keep them down to only one goal. 3-2 win for Minnesota. Yeah, 3-2. I know it's hockey scores are kind of repetitious. I mean, what do you expect? It's not like football where it could be all over the place. 41-38, or it could be 16-7. Some weird, ugly score. But yeah, we're gonna go 3-2 win by Minnesota. Rossi, I think, has a multi-point game. That's what I've been thinking this whole time. 1 goal, 1 assist at the very least for Rossi, but we'll leave the rights to him getting even higher numbers in that statistic. See if this thing blows up on me again. I hope not. Well, because now we got the Nashville Predators, so that helps. I hope. Yes. Oh my God, it's in the wrong place. Oh, frustrating. I apologize for this. Yeah, this thing blew up on me multiple times. New Year's Eve. Oh no. I think we won one of these recently, but these New Year's Eve games, we always have a New Year's Eve game in Xcel Energy Center. It's nice and everything. It's fun for people, but I'll always lose these damn games. We did win our single game against them so far. It's a 3-game series in this case, because kind of 3 games one year, 4 another, I guess in some cases. 3-2 over Nashville. Had to go to overtime on November the 30th, so that was a little frustrating. Of course, John Hines' former team. This was in the Xcel Energy Center on New Year's Eve. Wahoo! Saturday, January the 18th is the season rubber match, so to speak, in Nashville. We almost never win there, even when Nashville's not been playing well. Cole Smith, 4 to 6 weeks as of December the 23rd, so very recently. And Austin Roast, looks like Roost. Like, could he be related? Could he be related to Stacey Roost? Maybe. Huh. Austin Roost, injured reserve September 29th. Yikes. Non-roster list. Yeah, he's a prospect type of thing. I'd be like, I don't want to say any names. I don't. Nope. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I'd like to believe the Wild can beat Nashville. They've, not been good, generally speaking. They've been playing better lately. They've kind of got their heads out of somewhere, semi. There was a game they should have beaten Pittsburgh, and they somehow lost that one. That was stupid, the 5-4, barn burner there in Nashville. It was a barn burner in the hockey world. 5-4 is pretty epic, I'd have to say, if you like a lot of goals. Sometimes I like a nice solid 5-2 win, rather than giving up 4 goals. But I'm just, like the Carolina game. They beat Carolina 5-2. That's very impressive. I think that's what kind of impressed me the other day when I saw, the highlights from that one. Los Angeles 3-2 win over the Kings. That's extremely impressive. So, 2 very good teams. Very good teams. Nashville beat them back-to-back in Nashville, though. So we'll see how that turns out. Nashville did lose to Pittsburgh and Colorado, and then they beat the Rangers 2-0, so on and so forth. Nashville's 31st in goals. I don't know why. They're 18th in goals against, and they're 31st in assists, too. Again, I don't know why they're that bad. Power play is 23rd. Their penalty kill, though. Are you ready for this? Number 1 in the league. Nashville has the number 1 penalty kill in the league. Interesting. Penalty minutes 18th, and there's another stat that I don't always get into because it's kind of whatever. 32nd in the league in shooting percentage. So yes, I guess that makes sense. They're just sloppy, very sloppy, to say the least. I'd like to believe again the Wild can win this game. Why is this so? For goodness sakes. Duce Soros, 2.69 goals against average, 3 shutouts on the season. Respectable. Wedgwood is now on the Colorado Avalanche, right? And then now they have Justus Annunen, if that's okay to say. 1.67 goals against average in a very, very limited action so far, but a 2-1 record. One of those early starters, I guess, hopefully, for their sake. Philip Forsberg leading the club in overall scoring with 20 assists, 9 goals, 29 points. Roman Josi, the best defenseman in the NHL, or one of them anyway, 7 goals, 17 assists, but he's a minus 20 on the year. Yikes. Steven Stamkos, the former Tampa Bay Lightning who couldn't stay healthy, but when he did, he was pretty good. 20 points in 35 games. Jonathan Marchessault, Mr. Clutch, Mr. Winner, Mr. This, Mr. That with the Vegas Golden Knights, really had some moments. 12 goals, 12 assists, 24 points in 35 games. Ryan O'Reilly, who helped the St. Louis Blues win the Stanley Cup. Something that was once thought was impossible. Literally, no matter how good the Blues were, they'd blow it in the playoffs. They were like certain football teams that shall not be named. 8 goals, 12 assists, 20 points on the season. He's getting pretty old though, isn't he? Gustav Nyquist way down from last year. Man, he was awesome last year, but this year he's not doing nothing. 6 goals, 7 assists in 34 games, 13 lousy points. I remember last year he was kicking butt. Wasn't he like 70 points last year? No chance that happens now. Brady Shea, former Gopher, 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 total points. Yeah, I mean, on paper, the Wild should be able to win this game. Yeah, Luke Schenn, the former Blue. Wow, 35 games and 2 points. What? Wasn't Luke Schenn once thought of as pretty good? What? And he's played in every game. It's not like he's hurt. Unless he's doing a Ryan Hartman, like playing injured, like a, I don't know. Like, I got to get out there. Okay. Great. Great, dude, And, of course, we have no clue what the injury is, and I know why. Obviously, you can't say it, especially when clearly somebody's actually hurt, and they're an agitator as it is. The last thing you need. He's got his wrist is like, is not doing well. Yeah, so what's going to happen? Whack, 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 obviously. So I think you figured that out before I did, though. I don't know where to go with this one. I don't like the Wild history on New Year's Eve. And Nashville's playing well. Oh, man, I don't know. I'll go on the positive side. What the heck? Let's end the year positively, hopefully. Minnesota gets the win. Kirill Kaprizov has a goal in this one. He's the guy to score. 4-3 win. Kind of a messy one a little bit, but the Wild win the game. Maybe a 5-3 empty net type of deal, but the Wild win the hockey game, or even 5-4. It might be one of those weird, messy nights, but the Wild get the victory over the Nashville Predators in a higher scoring game, believe it or not, even though they haven't been scoring, but Nashville will score because they have been lately. That's kind of what impressed me about them. It's going to be a threatening game, but the Wild will escape. Nashville might get a point out of this. They need every point they can even imagine right now to climb out of that hole that they've dug themselves into. Kind of like the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA. Same situation. Teams with super high expectations coming into the year, and they start off putrid. Like what happened here? That type of deal. But the Wild, 5-3 type of win at the end of the day. So with that, we're going to, before we jump into the prospects, we're going to hear from Game Time. Don't you just love the sounds of hockey? The banging into the boards, the tapping of the sticks, the oohs and ahs of the crowd, the cheers, the roars, and the horn, and even some boos as well. That's part of it. With the Game Time app, you can absolutely do that, getting to your favorite Minnesota Wild game up and coming. All kinds of options coming up. Possibly you have the Utah Hockey Club, well, as soon as tonight, but maybe I'm a little late on that one. But that's how it goes. A great upcoming game I would recommend, personally, January the 7th, the St. Louis Blues come to town. You might not think, oh, the Blues. Yeah, but still, you get to see Ryan Suter again, maybe boo him a little bit, and the reasonable pricing is incredible. What I love is the different possible deals. You can get the super deal, a lower deck seat, and in the Xcel Energy Center, the sidelines are so good anyway, no matter where you sit. But with the Game Time app, you can go all over the place with all the different prices. They're all right in front of you right now. You don't have to, how much is it if I press this? How much is it if I press that? It's already there. Isn't that great? Super deal, $79 right now. In the lower deck, section 110, row 11. The amazing deal, which I always cherish, $43. $43. Again, it's upper deck, which is totally fine. Row 3, section 222, but you're going to see everything And I mean everything from that vantage point. An amazing deal, and that's actually my overall favorite, usually when I were to buy tickets. And this app obviously gives you so much value. There's multiple amazing deals. $45 for a professional hockey game in this day and age is a pretty damn good deal. You can even get, there's Gopher basketball tickets coming up during the Christmas week. As cheap as $3, which is pretty crazy. But otherwise, $27, $14 upcoming. Timberwolves games are always inexpensive. And of course, you're going to get the whole map, which is absolutely fantastic. I mean, imagine getting to see the Boston Celtics on the 2nd of January. Boston Celtics, $25? That's pretty wild. Pun not intended. Super deal up to $196, but the amazing deal, $24? Absolutely wild. Absolutely awesome. Obviously, you got the game time picks, curation. Makes it easier to save more on sports, concerts, comedy, theater. So yes, you can get concerts on here, all the different possible sports. So like once your location is set, everything is there. And I mean everything. All the different possible teams, concerts, and all that up and coming. It's absolutely spectacular. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code THPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code THPN for $20 off your first purchase. So imagine again, like $42 to go see the St. Louis Blues. It's $22. It's awesome. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. And we always thank Game Time for sure. Here we go back into the prospects now. The 4 prospects going into the World Juniors are Aaron Kiviharu for Finland, Rasmus Kumpalainen, Finland, defenseman Sebastian Soljani. Where? Finland. Okay, so I guess we have a bunch of Finns there again. And yes, Minnesota's famous for having a lot of Finns, but they weren't talking about the Wild back then, were they? No, they weren't. The Wild didn't exist yet. The North Stars didn't exist yet, but even they had a bunch of Finland players, I'm sure. No, they did. Zev Buyum will serve as alternate captain for the United States national team. So yes, so it's not just Finnish players. We do have a representative for the United States, and that is Zev Buyum. Again, so great news there. Seeing all kinds of previews and such on NHL Network. Had that on silent in the background. Hope you don't mind. No, but not that I can hear a word they're saying, and it's like 90% Canada, 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 Canada. Okay, enough about Canada. God, but yeah, that's all they care about. Sons of guns. Hopefully the U.S. beats them badly. That'd be great. As for the prospects, and yes, hopefully the U.S. beats them. Yes. Prospects. Nate Benoit, is he still in our system? Let's pretend he is at the very least. He's got 1 assist for Quinnipiac. Anything else? Anything? No. No, sorry. So we'll keep moving from that. Let's go to the Iowa Wild for the Memento. Man, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? Yeah, Jack Pert, 13 games, nothing still nothing. And he's a -1. So -1 is a heck of a lot better than some, like a bigger number. Caden Bank here, 26 games is a -10. Travis Boyd, 18 points in 17 games, 15 assists. Remember, he had a 4-assist game very recently. Liam Ogren, 10 goals, 5 assists, 15 points in 16 games. Again, really stepping up at the AHL level. And Michael Milne also taking that big step forward at the AHL level. At least it was big. It was a bigger step earlier in the season. It's slowing down a bit. Brennan Gaunt's not really good at the NHL level, and he's a -10 at the AHL level, even though he's one of the kind of leading scorers down there, 2.5, 2/3 a point a game. David Spacek shows promise at times. He's a -6 on the season, 26 games, 12 points. So, like, not spectacular numbers, but at least the minus is getting a little bit better from last year to this year and all of that. Toporowski, 6 goals, 3 assists. He's from Iowa, of course. So nice to see what he's doing. Luke Toporowski, 9 points, 13 games. Sammy Walker got off to a putrid start. He might as well have been playing for Nashville this year. 20 games, 2 goals, 7 assists for 9 points. He's been catching up a bit. He's been playing a little better lately, but it's the last thing he needed at age 25. I can't imagine the frustration. I always feel for those kind of guys. I do. Like, they're good, but it's like, doggone it, Feel terrible for him. Graham Clark, I can't say he's having a good year either. Can't. kind of similar to the guy we moved on from, Adam Beckman. 5 goals, 2 assists for only 7 points in 18 games. Actually, his numbers are lower than I would have thought, as he'd been pretty productive at the AHL level. Of course, neither one of them could crash or were seeming to do a whole lot at the NHL level. Damon Hunt watch, what the heck? I always like to do this. Curiosity. 6 points now in 8 games for the Cleveland Monsters. That is, obviously AHL affiliate for the Columbus Blue Jackets. 1 goal, 5 assists. Cool. Because I think he had 4 points last time, so he's actually been pretty productive down there, over there in Cleveland. Cleveland Monsters. Ryan O'Rourke, 4 points, 22 games like before. He's a -1. Raska's still out. So on and so forth. Obviously, one of the major stories. Oh, yeah, Hunter Haight. Okay. He's only a -2, so that's good. He's not like way down there. It's good. 8 goals, 5 assists. That's also good. The goals and all that. 13 points in 25 games. Again, looking forward to what some of these other prospects can do. And, of course, it's the Christmas season or holiday season or this season or that season. But, unfortunately, a lot of the juniors, they're pretty much shut down. But we can still look at the guys a bit as well. Obviously college, I could maybe do very brief reviews. Servek Petrovsky, there was some conversation with guys in MNW Prospects, the group chat. It's like, what happened? Poor guy. And they're not even letting him play. Yeah, like what is it, his last 4 games or something? So, he's a former prospect now. And they're just, they're torturing him there in the Czech League. Just torturing him. 20. Now, he's a center. He's not like some stay-at-home defenseman, right? Center. 23 games. Crickets. I'm not going to put that bite in again. Crickets. Are you kidding me? Time on ice, 2.38. Time on ice, 6.24. In the next game, 4.07. Oh, 7.46. Whew, boy, you better get the oxygen tank going for that one. That's like, barely like 3 shifts. Okay, no, it's more than that, but still, 3 shifts, maybe 4.42. Yeah, that's like 2.38. That's like 2 shifts. Hey, coach, what are you doing to this guy? Jeez, they're just torturing him. I'm very sad to see that. Servek Petrovsky going through hell right now in the Czech Republic. I'm sorry, man. That sucks. That really sucks. Oh, God, that's bad. Ryan Healy, 10 games, 3 assists. Harvard. Very disappointing season so far for him. Regular Reds, very disappointing season for him. So, did I hear an echo? 18 games, 5 assists. Again, these guys haven't been playing anyway. The last, it's like a week, 2 weeks, whatever. And now everything's stopping again. I don't know. What is happening in this place? There we go. I don't know if it's the internet or what. Might be my internet. Bastards. Danila Yurov. Yep, again, you know how they play in Russia, how they treat them when they're on their way out soon. Less and less of a role. You know how they did that to, yes, they did that to Huznadinov, and then he came here and, well, it looks like he's going through the same thing here, kind of, just not necessarily meant in a mean way. 9 goals, 7 assists for Yurov, 16 points. So, yeah. It's frustrating to look at, though, no matter how you shake it. Jimmy Clark, 13 points in 20 games. Not quite on the torrent he was on before, but it's okay. Caleb Paka, the Victoria Royals, formerly Calgary Hitmen, 9 points in 9 games. Not bad. Not bad, and he's a right shot defenseman. In fact, really not bad. 20 years of age and all of that. And now we're getting things stuck again. Okay, I'm getting really annoyed here. Please stop. Kumpalainen going to the juniors. Congratulations. 11 points in 29 games. I don't know. I guess he's going to the juniors. Jeez. That's not much. But yeah, I know. And those Finnish leagues, it's like, geez, it's like nobody scores. It's weird. Charlie Stramel, yeah, screw you. 5th goal of the season was against the Gophers to help us lose, because he was on Michigan State. He wasn't on the Gophers. 12 points in 16 games, but nice to see the step forward and all of that. Let's go VAR. Yeah, it's 5 games and nothing. I don't know. Lame. Chase Woodskill. It is lame. Chase, he's been hurt, basically. That's why it's lame. You hate to see guys get hurt. So I'm not trying to make fun of him. I'm sorry. That's why I got to backtrack here. I'm not trying to be rude. I apologize. Chase Woodsky, Red Deer Rebels, 27 games, 3.19 goals against average, save percentage just above 90. So he must be facing a lot of shots there in the Western Hockey League, and I think that's kind of how it works sometimes. Hiveharu, Alia Soyani, again, World Juniors. And again, these Finnish leagues, I am telling you, 9 games, 1 goal, and that's it. But he's a +3. So, and he's a right shot defenseman for that Finnish league there. Hiveharu, he's in Liga, that's also Finnish. Yep. Born in Denmark, but he's Finnish. Aaron Kiviharu, 11 points, nice productive season. I don't think he's, I don't know if he's this huge NHL prospect some people think, but I'm not going to bash him and cut him down. Like, whatever, he's 18. So, he's 18, and he's playing in an adult league. So, I think he's doing fairly well productive-wise, and he's a +1. So, you know, I think that deserves a little bit of respect, I think. I think that's not bad. Not bad. I don't think he's the next, I don't know. I don't even know where to go anymore. Nicholas Lidstrom or anything. But obviously not Swedish. But it's not about Swedish. It's just talent. I don't know if he's the next Nicholas Lidstrom or anything crazy like that. But might end up being a nice player. And encouraging signs, I would say at the very least. Ryder Ritchie, you'd hope to see him on the Canadian team. But his numbers are kind of And there's like a billion, prospects in Canada. Like, seriously, there are so many prospects in Canada. So you can only select so many to be on the Canadian World Juniors team. I mean, that must be an incredible honor for those players to make that one, because it's hard. Calgary, Alberta native, 6'1", center, 16 points in 19 games. Yeah, that doesn't feel like a World Juniors from for Canada. It just doesn't. And William for the United States, absolutely. Because not that the U.S. is easy. William's a high-end guy and deserves to be there, period. Over a point a game defenseman, that's pretty good. So, and for a national champion program as well. It's not like he's playing for, somebody. It's not like he's playing for the, like the Superior Lakers or something. They've had some talent over the years, but obviously they've won national championships and everything, but that was 30 years ago. So it wasn't yesterday. Like Northern Michigan, same thing. They've won, but it was 30 years ago. So Denver just won. So and they're way up there again like they normally are. Unfortunately for the Gophers if we want to win a national championship. But yes, nice to have him in the World Juniors for sure. It's exciting to have some prospects in there, and we'll keep track and see how well they do, and hopefully things head in the absolute right direction. With that, we'll take a quick break and return for some fan interaction. And we are back here on Brave the Wild, segment number 3, the final segment of this episode of Brave the Wild. Hope it's been a good one. Hope I haven't been too weird or blah, blah, blah. But it does feel like the involvement in fan interaction has dropped off for a while now. I don't know why necessarily. I mean, I have ideas, possibilities, but other than, probably most of it's my own fault for not being as interactive as I should be. That can just kind of generate some more responses. So I apologize for that. It would be nice though if some people did respond when I do the bat signal, but obviously those of you that have, I love it very much. It is what it is though. Sometimes less is better if I'm in a hurry for work. So there is that too. But there is that factor. But it's just, you feel nice when a lot of people respond. And you can interact, and you feel that people care about the show, somewhat as much as you do. Obviously, anybody that creates a show, nobody's probably going to go care as much as you because it's your show and da. So there's that. But okay, enough of that nonsense. So, anyhow, at Brave the Wild, Instagram, this is of course the X, but yeah, Instagram is bravethewild_MN, and I have no plans in getting a blue sky. It's not for me. So it's not. So we'll just leave that right where it needs to be. And plus, yeah, I have Instagram, I have Facebook, facebook.com/bravethewild. So it's not like I don't have enough social media to work with. Obviously, I'm very happy, generally speaking, with the people that are on X. It's just, I know you're there. I can hear you breathing. So say something. Even just one response. You know, lightning rounds are more than welcome too. They are, and they're fun. Obviously, Derek Velska has been wonderful about that. So I'll never complain about him ever. So what am I looking at? I was trying to go to the Instagram just for fun. But yeah, it's bravethewild_MN. I don't really get responses on there, but I do get like likes and stuff like that.
Holiday magic is in the air, and DSW's got all the shoes to make your season extra merry. Believe, you've got parties to attend and lists to check twice, so DSW is taking care of the details, like gifts to make their eyes all aglow, styles that bring joy to your world, brands everyone wants, like UGG, Nike, Birkenstock, and more, and deals to make your budget bright. Find the perfect shoes for you and yours at a DSW store near you or dsw.com.
That. So it's just kind of how that goes. And yeah, bravethewild_MN, of course. Just always like to check. Yeah, it seems like sometimes I just put it as a story and not actually something loaded up, which is unfortunate. But we'll move on to the Twitter. Doggone it. Any responses to the actual show? No. Okay, so continue from the last episode. I was saying Matt Boldy reminds me of that corner outfielder who's extremely streaky. 1 week he's batting .455 with 4 home runs. The next week he's batting .138 with a few harmless singles. That's what it feels like with Boldy. Yeah, kind of corner outfielder. Whereas like, Kaprizov would be like that center fielder with the, .350 batting average. He's one of the league leaders in home runs and RBIs as well. So Derek said, and just like a team uncertain about where to put a streaky player like that in the lineup. Yeah, see, the potential says in one of those power positions, but lately, the potential says he should be in one of those power positions, but lately he's having a lot of missed opportunities in his wake. I was saying, yep, looks like a guy who would be batting 8th. Hardman, get rid of him already, but yeah, wishful thinking. That was kind of, yep. Me responding to Derek on that one, yep. And then there's the bat signal. And Jay Bushy, always consistent. Love you. Thank you very much. What are the expectations for the second half? That's a tough call considering the injuries that have popped up again in the overall injury history of not only just kind of like general, like the players on this team. There's a lot of injury history. Like Spurgeon, like how long is he going to be there? Brodeen, Can we trust Brodeen to stay healthy the rest of the year? Eriksson Ek, like what's going on with him? Like he's been absolutely disappointing this year because of the injuries. Foligno, oh my God. Middleton is generally healthy. That was more of a freak thing. Marcus Johansson's not injured. He's just, Casper the Friendly Ghost. Freddie Gaudreau is kind of a Casper the Friendly Ghost as well. I didn't even get into him. Hasn't he been pretty inactive, pretty invisible lately as well? Come on. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, my goodness. 1 point since December 6th. He had 1 point on December 30th, 1 point on December 3rd, back-to-back games with a point. 3 games in a row without a point. December 12th, he got a point, and then since then, nothing. So, yeah, that's another one. And I know Freddie Gaudreau is kind of what he is. He's a bottom 6, I'd even say bottom 3 type of a guy. He can be a third liner. He can be a pretty solid third liner, but he's not somebody you can really count on to score. Luckily, he's not being paid much. It's just that he's on the roster, so to speak, and it's like guaranteed type of thing. It's guaranteed contract, all that nonsense. So you're kind of stuck with him, like long-term type of deal. Unfortunately, with Freddie Gaudreau, so you got that to deal with at the end of the day. I haven't been looking at the Wild salaries in forever. I don't know if I want to pull that up now or not. Puckpedia, that's kind of like the new one now since the other one got taken away. So thank you, Puckpedia, for being there. Excuse me. Where's the son of a gun? Yeah, he's finally a free agent, unrestricted free agent. See, it's like he's made, the cap hit / whatever he's getting, 2.1 million, isn't much. But 2028 though, 2028, it's ridiculous. 3 years after this. So, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, it probably wouldn't kill them if, say, Goodrow wasn't producing. Obviously, you could scratch him or put him in the AHL. Whereas people like Hartman, it's like $4 million a year. AHL or scratch is like, ooh, wee. But if you dare bring him back in the summer of 27, blood will be spilled, I tell you. It's ridiculous. If you dare bring Ryan Hartman back after that, like, are you nuts? Minor league contract. Just kidding. Okay, so long story longer, my expectations are, it's like, yeah, it's so hard to say because of how, inconsistent some of these guys have gotten. Obviously, you have injury prone. You're getting age with Zuccarello. What if something else stupid happens to him? Felino's 33 and he signed until 2028. Are you flipping kidding me? What are you thinking? Yakov Trenin is signed until 2028. That's another just absolutely waste of money and roster spot. What the? Oh my God! I want to throw in the what the bleep from Marco Russo. From Michael Russo. Marco Rossi. I'd rather have Lauco. Seriously, I'd rather have Lauco sign. Okay, I better not give him any ideas. But yeah, at his current cost, like $787,500, any day over 3.5 for Yakon Bleepin Trenin is a 4-year deal. If Guerin didn't make some of these good draft picks and some of these good trades, he'd be on my bleep list already. I'd be screaming about his job already because of some of these bleeping signings. Okay, but that's why my expectations going into the rest of the season are so funky. Yeah, I really got going on this one because it's like I could go on all day about expectations because of how frustrated I am about the inconsistency, the unreliability of these players with their health and this and that, and just their overall play. Like they're in and they're out, and they're in and they're out. And sometimes they get hurt too. Sometimes they get hurt too. So expectations second half, not as good as the first half. Basically, put it that way. I think they fall to like third place, maybe even wild card. That's my guess. More than likely, they fall to third place or the wild card. Try to stay positive. We'll say third place. Third place of the division leaders. Unfortunately, you see stupid like Dallas or Colorado pass the Wild. Unfortunately. Dallas and Colorado are having down years for their standards, which is funny, considering like that was kind of like typical Wild seasons. Basically, like their down year is like our typical year. Typical like, good year, so to speak. Semi-good year. Like maybe we made the playoffs. Yep. Yeah, they still probably knock someone out. Possibly. So, yep, that's my expectations. Okay, the Derek lightning round. It's a bit smaller this week, but understandable. I haven't been interacting with his show, and that's not intentional. It's like I'll see it, and then I'm ready to type something, and then I just get to, have some other things come up or whatever, and then the show's already recorded. It's too late. I took too damn long to get back. Like I'll forget, and I apologize. So I'll be back interacting with Priest Assist Podcast. Wonderful, wonderful show. But yes, it's on me to be more interactive, maybe create some polls and such to get some more response out there. So it's not. I love hearing from both of you guys, but I mean, it's like feel like all the other guys are like screw Brave the Wild. I'd rather listen to someone else or interact with other people. So I hope that's not what's happening, but sometimes it feels like it. I don't know, but I guess that's your choice. Derek Felsko lightning round has returned. And yes, I know it's Christmas season too. That's part of it. People aren't as consistent probably on their social media. Okay, Derek says, if you have to give a gift to an NHL player who deserved it, who would get it, and what would you get them? Who would you give a lump of coal and why? Ryan Hartman gets the lump of coal. First of all, Ryan Hartman gets the lump of coal for not only not being productive, but I think being selfish. If he's playing hurt, he's being selfish. I think. Like, you think, oh, no, he's taking one for the... No, he's being selfish. If you're playing hurt, is being selfish. If it's not making the team better, if it's actually hurting the team. So Ryan Hartman gets the lump of coal. That took about 10 seconds. Get a gift for a player. What would I get them? Well, what do they get? What am I? That's the one thing about that. They're millionaires, most of them. Not all of them, but I am. What am I gonna get them? What am I gonna give them? A little train on the tree here? I don't know. I don't have anything. I don't have much money. I'll be honest. I really don't. But maybe I'll just pretend there's something. But what player though? So any NHL player. So any player, huh? So it could be anyone. Oh man, it's like obviously lump of coal could go all over the place, but I'm not happy with the whole Hartman situation. So I mean I don't know, lump of coal for him for sure. Heck, he still got the $4 million. No one's stopping him from that. So regardless how many points he scores, yeah man. Marco Rossi needs to get something for what he's done. For the effort he's put in to this franchise. And to his career, his dedication. He should get, if I had, and what could I get them? Like say if I had the power, at minimum, dead minimum, Bill Masterton, Bill Masterton Award. Yeah. At bare minimum, he should get that for that perseverance and dedication to hockey. Yes, that goes to the Bill Masterton Award should go to Marco Rossi. That's if I had the power to be able to do that. Otherwise, something about just something related to that. Say if it's something that I have to be able to do with my own money or my own means. I can't really think of anything too specific other than that. For his incredible dedication and what his dedication has brought to this team. Like that's a guy who is beyond a team player. So I have a ton of respect for Marco Rossi. And when I think about him as, like Super Marco Brothers, and the mushroom and everything, absolutely, how they had the Darth Faber jerseys. They got to get that Mario mushroom. Of course, there might be licensing issues of that, though. That's the one thing. But, okay, Darth Faber, Star Wars, that's probably more expensive than Mario. What am I talking about? So if you can do that, you can do the other. Get that mushroom. Super Marco Brothers. That type of deal. So at the end of the day, it's Marco Rossi, like Bill Masterton Award for sure. Yeah. Who do I have winning the 25 Winter Classic? Chicago, St. Louis. They both stink. Dang it. They both stink. St. Louis is a little better. Chicago's got some nice players. It's cool teams. It's just funny how it's Chicago, St. Louis again. Isn't that just like Chicago, St. Louis again? Oh, Lord. Well, unfortunately, St. Louis has what's-his-face. So I know a lot of people aren't big fans of him. Oh, I screwed up. I pressed the wrong button. Okay, I can still get the Blues this way. I have Ryan Suter, who's, still alive, right? He's still alive. He's kicking. The Blues, Berube's long gone. It's like ancient history. Yeah, Toronto, of all places. Oof. Talk about a melting pot. I don't know about that. It's a different word. It's dangerous. Joel Hoffer, the goalie. Kyrou, 29 points. Robert Thomas. Buchnevich. St. Louis should win. St. Louis should win. They're better. They're not good this year. They stink just like the Blackhawks. They're only a 500 team. I think they're better, though. I think they're better. I mean, I don't like him very much. Yeah, Brennan Saad, he was off the Blackhawks forever. Suter with lousy 7 points in 36 games. That's funny, man. I don't know. Damn. Oh, okay, that's a different Shen. When I was looking at Luke Shen, that's why I was getting confused. Yeah, Shen is 18 points. Duh. St. Louis. You know what? The Hawks win. Hawks win. Because they've actually been playing a bit better lately, I think. I think the Hawks beat the St. Louis Blues. Obviously, they have a little more star power, no doubt. St. Louis is just kind of some good players. And then after that, not so much. That type of thing. I don't want to be like they're all garbage because, no, they're not. They're just not great. That type of thing. The Blackhawks have some star power, obviously, and then some nice, solid veteran leadership. So I think the Hawks will win the Winter Classic. That's just my guess. But no, I mean, obviously anything can happen on a given day, but I think the Hawks win that game. What is my earliest memory of hockey? Cool, that's a nice one, Derek. And again, great show. Crease assist with Teresa and Kalisha. They do a great job over there. Derek's coming down out of Western Wisconsin. Teacher, defensive line coach. Yep. So, yes. Yep. So, anything, continuing though, my earliest memory of hockey. Earliest hockey memory. Definitely North Stars related. I think it was like the Wild. I think it was the North Stars green jerseys road game in Chicago, beating the bleep out of the Blackhawks. It was like a really nice game. I was like, wow, look at this. Andy, my brother, it was like, yeah, we were beating the crap out of the Blackhawks. It was awesome. And it was Minnesota, Chicago, because I distinctly remember those two cities. I remember the green, beautiful North Star uniforms and the red Chicago Blackhawks, or white Chicago Blackhawks uniforms, excuse me. That was really cool. And the North Stars took care of business on the road versus the Chicago Blackhawks. It was like 5-0 or something. It was so cool. It was like 5 or 6-0 North Stars. I don't know if it was Dino Ciccarelli. Obviously, Neil Broughton for sure was there. I remember seeing the name and the uniform and everything. I didn't know a whole lot what was going on, but I loved the sport. I just didn't know, like, I wasn't, I didn't know any of the NHL players much. I did know who the North Stars were, for sure. And that was awesome. It was a nice big win by the North Stars over the Blackhawks, which should make some of us old-timers smile just thinking about that happening. This makes you want to sip some V8 with some lime juice in it. Yep. Can't imagine what I just did, right? Continuing into the final question, will the shootout still be used by the NHL in the next 5 years, or will they get rid of it? I'm guessing they're probably going to keep it because it's a way to eliminate ties. Ties suck. I don't. Do people want to bring ties back? Because I know they're probably afraid to go into like double and stuff overtime that can maybe lead to bad things, that type of thing. That's kind of why that they just went with ties in the past. Like playoff games, it is what it is. You have to go to overtime because somebody has to win. You have to go to like double, triple overtime. It's just horrifying. And the team that comes out of those usually ends up losing the series. Comes out of those not winning. It's just a complete, killer, losing a triple overtime game in a series. I'm guessing they're going to keep it going for that very reason because, I don't know, I used to hate ties. I remember how the Wild had like 14 ties or something, or was it 18? It was the year after he went on that playoff run, and it was like the 03-04 season. It was just 2-2, 1-1, 2-2, 1-1. It was so boring. I hated it. So I would say yes, even though it's fluky and goofy and all that stuff. Occasionally you'll get something cool out of it, and at least you get a winner, I suppose. So I would say yes, just for that reason. At the end of the day, just to get a win out of the game, as cheap as it might feel, at least the other team still gets the point, and then the winner gets 2. So personally, I'm okay with that. At the end of the day, other people might not be. Maybe I should make a poll out of that one. That might not be a bad idea for the next episode. Not a bad idea. Maybe I'll get that out there before someone else beats me to it, right? Other people might beat me to it, right? No. With that said, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Because I know people do retweet. I know people listen. And they share it with their friends and such. And I can't thank you enough. It means the world to me. It really does. I hope, again, you had a wonderful Christmas. I really do. Some of you may celebrate Hanukkah or Kwanzaa. If you do, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, and God bless you. Again, huge shout-outs to M&W Young Guns, of course. Pavel Bennett, Justin Baki do an amazing job there. Thank you, guys, and I love the interactions during the week. Awesome. I should interact with them with I need to interact with them more on the social media, get them going, maybe some responses and conversations there. Most of it's my own damn fault, so that's kind of why. And I know it's because of like Timberwolves. I do Timberwolves Explosion, Purple Mafia. Like football season isn't going to be too much longer unless the Vikings legitimately go on a Super Bowl run. So we'll see how that goes. It's kind of like how it goes when I have so many other podcasts. People might think I'm not invested in this one, and of course I'm invested in this one. Arguably, this is the hardest this is the most challenging one to do because, well, there's the most going on. It's the only one with actual ads in it. And it does have the most fan interaction. It does, in a lot of ways. When people do interact, when people do interact, this show can be absolutely crazy in fan interaction segment, and it's a lot of fun. It's definitely got the most going on X. So with that said, again, thank you so much, Minnesota Wild Global. Huge shout out to that page, wonderful page from Scott Cavendish. Great job there. And just wishing all of you again a Happy New Year. Yes, I have to say it. Happy New Year coming up. I'm not a fan, really, but hopefully it is a nice 2025, positive direction and all of that. And we will talk to you in a week. Go Wild.
Happy holidays. Want to give your host a gift? Consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a happy holiday.